So one positional group that's going to be figured out this upcoming Saturday will be the tight end position. Let's be honest. Right now, there is no clear favorite for number 2 tight end on the roster. Obviously, yes, we do have Mitchell Wilcox. We have Tanner Hudson. We have Devin. We also have Drew Sample and a couple other guys. But there is no clear-cut favorite. All of these guys have equal opportunity to make this roster. So what we saw yesterday was, of course, Mitchell Wilcox was back at practice. And he ends up catching this pass right here and running away for a touchdown on the play, which is awesome to see that he is healthy. We looked at his journey a couple days ago, and in all honesty, it has been an absolutely insane journey for him where, he didn't know his knee was hurt. He had no idea he was actually, down bad. And then it ended up being that he went to the doctors and they said, hey, man, you got to get surgery. And he claims that he thinks it all started against the Chiefs last year on December 4th. Nonetheless, though, the newcomer is actually Tanner Hudson, who has not played since week 1. Yes, he only played week 1. We had 4 catches for 20 yards, and he ended up hurdling someone and getting a concussion because of that. So he is now trying to make this roster, and in all honesty, he has a perfect chance to make this roster, right? Now, I do want to go ahead and correct myself on one thing. I actually messed up in one of my videos, and you guys pointed it out. And that was, of course, when I put the stats on the screen. For some reason, I don't know why, but I messed up completely. I put Cedric Jackson had 7 yards in the preseason, and that was completely incorrect. He actually has 56 yards. I don't know why all these other ones are correct, but Cedric Jackson was actually incorrect. And again, like I said, I have no idea why I put his numbers so low. But nonetheless, though, here are all the stats so far throughout the preseasons, the, first 2 games, right? And if we look at the tight end position, Tanner Hudson, like I said before, 4 catches, 4 targets, 29 yards. 100% of the time he was targeted week 1, he caught the ball. And he was very consistent with it. Number 2 tight end on this list is actually Bowers. 1 catch, 1 reception, 1 target, 1 catch, 3 yards. Other than that, Drew Sample had 1 target, 1 catch, 13 yards. Tahan had 1 catch, 1 target, 6 yards. Devin had 2 catches, 2 targets, 1 catch, 2 yards. And of course, Mitchell Wilcox has not been active yet until this upcoming game. And the only other guy on the roster there, actually no, those are all the tight ends because Irv Smith did not play any of the games yet. So you can see clear favorite right now would be, of course, Tanner Hudson. Now, Tanner Hudson, it reminds me a lot of Hayden Hurst. He's a Hayden Hurst type tight end, which could help us out immensely to have Hayden Hurst and have, Hayden Hurst type tight end, and having Irv Smith on either side as more weapons. Now, the thing is, the reason why Tanner Hudson, who has been in the NFL for some time, has never been successful is, in reality, he's really not that good, okay? That's just the fact of the matter is, I'm never saying a guy can't come to our team and become good. I think we have a really good system with Brian Callahan who can really develop players, and we have a great coaching staff to get the job done. But at the end of the day, some players are simply just not good, okay? They're good preseason guys. They're good guys watching the preseason because it's exciting. Oh my gosh, did he just catch that crazy touchdown or this crazy touchdown? But yes, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter in the end because, again, if a guy's not good, the guy's not good. Doesn't really matter. Nonetheless, though, overall-wise, again, this upcoming preseason game, now with the fact that Mitchell Wilcox is healthy, that means it's going to start off probably with Drew Sample at number 1, number 2 Mitchell Wilcox, number 3 is going to be Devin, number 4 is probably going to be Tanner Hudson, number 5 is probably going to be Trahan, and number 6 is going to be Bowers. So that's probably going to be the order we see this upcoming weekend on Saturday. And now we know that the 3 quarterbacks are going to be playing. Reed Sinnett is going to be playing this upcoming weekend versus the Commanders. Coach has already confirmed that. So we're going to see if any of these guys really takes a lead, immensely forward. And I will say it's going to take a lot for Tanner Hudson to make this roster. And it really does obviously depend on what he does in his final preseason game. As Coach said, it's all about consistency. It's not about one game. It's about consistently doing it. But he did get hurt with a concussion last week. So this is really his own game logs are week 1, where he had 4 catches on 4 targets for 29 yards. And now it's going to be this upcoming game where he's going to hopefully show off and actually put up some crazy numbers. Now, my stat prediction for him, I would say, is probably 3 catches, 25 yards. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. And again, like I said, I don't think he's going to end up making the roster. But, listen, if he wants to, I think he could be a good option to go out there and play some good football and hopefully, make a name for himself in Cincinnati. And I would be absolutely okay with that. Just let me bring up real fast his profile, his stat profile, just to kind of take a look at who he was and all the information about him. So, this is Tanner Hudson. He was undrafted, obviously, from South Arkansas. Sorry. Anyway, though, he was picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he played there for 2 seasons before going to the San Francisco 49ers, and then finally going to the Giants. He has played 4 seasons. He is 28 years old. He started the league at 25, so a little bit later in his life. He joined the NFL. Most likely I'm to guess that's because of the fact that he was undrafted and no one really picked him up. But someone did pick him up, and he has played games in the NFL. He's played a total of 33 games. He's only started 1 game ever. He has put up around 199 yards total and has never gotten a touchdown. So it's one of those guys where, again, he's a bubble-type player. And who knows? Maybe, you take an undrafted guy, you put him on your roster, maybe he ends up becoming successful. I will say when it comes to undrafted players who's never been that good in the NFL, once they hit older age, like 29, 30, obviously he's only been in the league for 4 years though, but usually once you get to that age, it's kind of like the mentality of it's hard to teach a new old dog new tricks, right? And that's kind of how I look at it for those type of things. I'm not saying he can't be successful. I'm not saying you can't, transitioning him into a really good tight end, but I think it probably will not work out in the end. But who knows? Greg Olsen, actually, Greg Olsen got drafted by the Bears, I believe, and he was not that successful in the Bears, and then he went to Carolina, and he was one of the best tight ends in history. So, and I want to just double check that. I believe he was maybe not drafted. Was he just signed by them? No, he was drafted by them. Yup. See, my football knowledge is there, guys. Yeah, look, he was actually drafted by them in the first round, and he was not successful with them. Yeah, 8 touchdowns. I'd say not successful. He was successful, but he wasn't that great. Then he goes to Carolina, right? And 1,000. Yeah. And you can see also, tight end-wise, 1,000. Once he hit like 32, he kind of just dropped off. That's usually when tight ends start dropping off, 32, 33. So, I'm going to be excited for Tanner Hudson. Everyone else, though, not really. I'll be honest with you. Mitchell Wilcox excites me because he's coming back from injuries and he could be good. Drew Sample is a blocking tight end. I'm not expecting anything from him. Devin's more like nothing special. And then the rest of the guys, all the rest of the guys. So, with that being said, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.